On Global TV News Prime, President Tinubu approved 70,000 naira minimum wage for Nigerian workers. Senate proposes bill to establish local government electoral commission. In business, Central Bank of Nigeria sells forex to Bureau de Change operators at 1,450 naira to the dollar. On the foreign scene, Italian journalists to pay 5,000 euros for mocking Prime Minister's height. And in sports, Aston Villa gave Iheanacho transfer green light. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agmofwebe. We would like to remind you that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365. Tonight, we'll begin by telling you Global Television has gone live on DSTV channel 365, a milestone seen by both industry experts and the general public as a game changer in television broadcasting. Sharon Ajay has details.
Global Morning, the media outfit's news and current affairs breakfast program, Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of Media Outfits, Dr. Ibrahim Biu, said against all odds, the dream of achieving DSTV channel allocation has finally become a reality. He appreciated management and members of staff for their dedication and resilience.
So far, I just achieved 30%.
So we have a longer way to go.
A longer way to go. I just achieved 30% by being on DSTV. I want us to go further than that. I want our studio to change. I want our professional people to be trained. I have a lot of dreams to achieve in the next 1 or 2 years to come.
Right.
He, however, pledged Global Television's unrelenting commitment to excellence in broadcasting.
Also to thank my entire staff. You have done a very good job. It has not been day and night. We have been battling, making sure that we achieve this goal. The commitment of my entire management staff, the entire staff from the cameraman to the technical people at Global Television has not been easy. It has been a taxful job. Your commitment, your zeal, your day and night activities. I really, really appreciate you people for reaching this point of success at the Global Television.
Sharon Ajay reporting for Global Television.
Thank you, Sharon. President Bola Tinubu has approved 70,000 naira minimum wage for Nigerian workers, promising to review the national minimum wage law every 3 years. Mohammed Idris, Minister of Information, said the president made the announcement at a meeting with leaders of the organized labor. Prior to the meeting, the labor leaders had insisted on 250,000 naira minimum wage. Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Zephaniah Gisalo, has stated that the Supreme Court ruling on local government autonomy will significantly enhance the socio-economic development of the nation by empowering the grassroots. Speaking in Abuja at the annual retreat on performance management system organized by the ministry, Gisalo emphasized that the positive impact of the ruling. The 7-justice panel of the Apex Court, in a judgment delivered by Justice Emmanuel Agim, had declared that the 774 local government councils in the country should independently manage their funds. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Didi Esther Walsin Jack as the head of the Civil Service of the Federation with effect from August 14, 2024. A statement by presidential spokesman Ajiru Ngalale, Walsin Jack was appointed as Federal Permanent Secretary in 2017 and had served in several ministries. The new appointee says will take effect over from the incumbent head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Folashade Yemi Eson, who is due to retire on August 13, 2024. Members of the House of Representatives have pledged to give up 50% of their salaries for 6 months to address the hunger across the country. During this session, presided over by Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu amended the motion, urging his colleagues to sacrifice 50% of their salaries. He made this plea when it was his turn to speak, seeking their support for the gesture. Minister of Education, Professor Tahiru Mamman, has waived the 18-year benchmark for admission into tertiary institutions. At an ongoing policy meeting organized by the Joint Admission Matriculations Board, JAM, in Abuja, Mamman had announced that only applicants who were 18 years and older were eligible for admission. This had sparked a controversy as stakeholders across tertiary institutions in the country kicked against what the minister has said. While reacting to the grumblings from the participants, insisted that the law required their children should be in school at 18 years, having attended 6 years in primary school, 3 years in junior secondary school, and another 3 years in senior secondary school. In the meantime, Minister of Education, Professor Tahiru Mamman, says a new curriculum would be introduced for secondary schools nationwide by September 2024. Tahiru made this known at the ongoing 2024 Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board policy meeting in Abuja. Mamman stated that work is being done to ensure that a new curriculum is introduced for secondary schools by September. And now let's turn to other stories for you tonight. The Senate has proposed a bill for the establishment of the Local Government Independent Electoral Commission. This was coming about a week after the Supreme Court had ordered the federal government to stop paying allocations for local governments to state governments from the Federation account. The federal government, through the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Lateef Fagbemi, had filed a suit at the Supreme Court against the governors of all 36 states. President Bola Tinubu has launched the Nigerian Education Loan Fund in the Council Chamber of the State House. The president also expressed determination to ensure the success of the fund and the fulfillment of the dream of higher education by indigent Nigerian students. Kikelamo Okere has details.
President Tinubu commended the chairman of the board, Jimovia, and the managing director, Akitunde Sawyer, for their efforts in driving the critical agency.
Earlier said by me, my belief is that education is the greatest weapon against poverty in any society. Without education, there is no vision. Without education, there is no development. Without education, you cannot even successfully conquer poverty, insecurity, and abuse in the society. Education is that light at the end of the tunnel. No matter how sluggish it moves, it will give you the light and the hope necessary to live a life. And we are investing in it. We don't want to try ignorance as alternative. We want education from foundation to the topmost level. And I'm glad the NEL Fund and the leadership accepted this responsibility and they are working hard. At this stage, we are asked if you have...
The Managing Director, Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Akitunde Sawyer, says the portal has received over 110,000 loan applications so far.
One of the key features when the bill was sent back to the House and for reenactment was that you very graciously included an upkeep element to this. Before, in the previous bill, sir, it was just the fees. Now we're going to be putting real money into the pockets of students and not just saying we're paying your fees, but we know they have other expenses. So thank you for that. 22 billion is what our current exposure around that is. Next slide, please. The total loans that, so this now includes the fees and the upkeep is 33 billion and rising daily. This is really just to show that there's a steady growth. There's been no slowdown. Next slide, please. And then some very basic trends. So there's a consistent increase in registrations, a steady growth rate, suggesting an influx of new applicants continuously. The total loan amount I spoke about a moment ago, that is rising as well, which correlates with the fact that people are registering. The number of loans issued is steady. Every student, every applicant can apply for 2 loans, one for their education and the other one for their upkeep. One is contingent on the other because you can't apply for the upkeep unless you've applied for the fees. And finally, the total number of students who applied is showing a consistent rise. And we haven't done a lot of sensitization because we wanted you to be the one to give us that flag off. But this is really through below the line marketing, just sort of almost simple social media, and these numbers have come through. Next slide, please.
The board chairman, the Nigerian Education Loan, Jimovia, says the Students' Loan Scheme seeks to provide financial support, including school fees and stipends, to eligible students nationwide. He further stated that the disbursement of loan to successful applicants during its inaugural meeting in Abuja last month.
It is my special gratitude for this opportunity to be here today, for Mr. President to formally launch and also honor the Nigeria Educational Loan Fund. And Mr. President, I will also start by making reference to World Bank as well as the United Nations Development Goal, of which education is number 4, and of which Mr. President has recognized that. Hence, he inaugurated and also signed into law, and in February, the Nigerian Educational Loan Board. We're also very grateful for Mr. President's time that he has spent in inaugurating and also sanctioning the activities of Nigerian Loan Board. And I will say it is my special gratitude and my special honor to be the inaugural chairman of Nigeria Education Loan Board. And I will also want to mention that it's not just United Nations sanctioning all countries in the world the very special importance of education in growing their youth, in encouraging their youth, and for the youth to spearhead the development of their various countries' activities. Of course, the World Bank is there also to play its own role for the education standard of many countries. Mr. President, we want to thank you very much, and thank you. We thank you. Thank you.
Over 1.2 million students are expected to benefit from the first phase of the program. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Niger State Governor Mohammed Bago has assured Nigerians that Niger youth will not be part of the planned nationwide strike set for August 1st to 10th, 2024. A widely publicized youth protest has been planned to drive home the current hunger and economic hardship facing the country. Bago made this known during a town hall meeting in Minna, the state capital, where he asserted that the youths in the state were peaceful and would not be drawn into any national protest. Nigeria's leading opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, says it has noted the unprecedented hardship and impoverishment of majority of Nigerians, which they said resulted from the mismanagement of the nation's economy by the All Progressives Congress APC-led federal government. The People's Democratic Party Governors Forum, arising from its two-day meeting in Enugu, also raised concern that the minimum wage negotiations are becoming unduly protracted, appealing for restraints in the discussions between organized labor and the government. Delta State Contributory Health Commission has stated that over 560 public and private hospitals have been enlisted under the State Health Insurance Services. Director General of the Commission, Dr. Isaac Akpoveta, disclosed this in Asaba, the state capital, where he disclosed that the state government, through the scheme, pays for over 300 cesarean sessions monthly for women across the state. You're watching News Prime, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276, and DSTV, channel 365. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Prime returns, we have foreign business and sports stories for you. We'll bring you all of those after this short break. Do stay with us.
Welcome to Bayes University, Abuja, Nigeria, with a legacy of excellence and a vision for nurturing future leaders. Bayes University is in a league of its own. We're all about our people, processes, and technology.
Bayes is one of the highly rated universities in Nigeria in terms of product quality standards.
We don't just produce graduates, but groom people into employers of labor.
And it has made us understand that learning is all about three things. We learn, we unlearn, and we relearn.
Bayes University Hospital offers a range of specialized services equipped with the latest technology, manned by a team of trusted professionals. And now, our vision extends beyond our walls with the Baba Ahmed University in Kano following our lead. Join us at Bayes University and invest in your future today.
Bayes University is the institution that you will get the best value for money education in Nigeria.
Bayes University. Learn to live.
This is Global Television, bringing you live broadcast of News Prime with Thuye Agumofwebe. We appreciate you for your time with us. Now let's turn to the foreign scene, where President Joe Biden now faces new questions over his candidacy in the November election, with his campaign events currently on pause due to a COVID-19 infection. The top two Democrats in the United States Congress, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, both reported to have met with him individually to express concerns over his bid for the White House. Not fewer than 16 persons have been killed in a fire outbreak at a shopping mall in the southwestern Chinese city of Zhejiang. Firefighters and rescuers responded to a fire call shortly after 6 p.m. at the 14-story commercial building and pulled 75 people to safety. A passenger train has derailed in India's northern states of Uttar Pradesh, and medics were dispatched to the site. That's according to a local officer who said, with footage of the accident showing several overturned carriages. The Chandigarh-Darbhanga Express derailed in Gonda district near the Hindu holy city of Ayodhya at around 2:30 p.m. On a sad note, 7 people have died, including 3 young children and a teenager, in a fire that broke out in the early hours of today in southern French city of Nice. The local prosecutor said officials were investigating the blaze as a potential arson attack. The mayor of Nice said they had images that clearly showed that the fire had been caused by petrol poured into a stairwell by hooded people during the night. A Milan court has ordered a journalist to pay Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni damages of €5,000 for making fun of her in a social media post. The journalist, Giulia Cortes, was also given a suspended fine of €1,200 for a jibe on X in October 2021 about Meloni's height that was defined as body shaming. Now to business. The management of Dangote Industries Limited has insisted that the international oil companies are still frustrating crude supply to its 650,000 capacity refinery. The management said this as it commended the Nigeria Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission for its various interventions in the oil company's crude supply request from IOCs and for publishing the domestic crude supply obligation guidelines to enshrine transparency in the oil industry. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has sold dollars to eligible Bureau de Change operators at the rate of 1,450 naira to the dollar. This was disclosed in a statement signed by the acting director of the Trade and Exchange Department of the CBN, Amadu Madi. It comes days after the Apex Bank had sold $123 million to authorized dealers. Major Energies Marketers Association of Nigeria says the landing cost of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, was 1,117 naira a litre as of July 16, 2024. The association also stated that the landing cost of diesel was 1,157 naira a litre, while that of aviation fuel was 1,127 naira a litre. The federal government has stated that it will ensure that Nigerian businesses maximize the benefits of the African Continental Free Trade Area. President Bola Tinubu disclosed this while speaking at the launch ceremony of the Guided Trade Initiative under the African Continental Free Trade Area in Lagos. According to the president, who was represented at the event by Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, African Continental Free Trade Area has the potential to transform the continent's economic landscape. As we end News Prime tonight, let's walk you through some of our top headlines. President Bola Tinubu has approved 70,000 naira minimum wage for Nigerian workers. Senate has approved proposed bill to establish local government electoral commission. In business, Central Bank of Nigeria has sold forex to Bureau de Change operators at 1,450 naira to the dollar. On the foreign scene, Italian journalist has been ordered to pay 5,000 euros for mocking Prime Minister's height. In sports, Aston Villa have given Iheanacho transfer green lights. And that's it on News Prime, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times channel 276 and DSTV channel 365. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms using at Global TVMG and other handles as you now see on your screen. I'm Uyag Mofube, saying a very big thank you to you for watching. Shortly, we'll join Anthony Mamadou to bring you Word of Art. Have a great time watching.